Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about the really extreme and foreboding positions that the lawyer for I could say for the department, but it's a political appointee, took in the emergency hearing in front of Judge Jeb Boasberg yesterday, as the judge tried to determine if the administration had just violated his orders not to transport the members of the transnational drug gang that the administration claims are tantamount to a radical invasion from a foreign country to Venezuela. Okay, let me cut to the chase of where things stand now, because at the end of that hearing yesterday, the judge said, "I need some more information." And at the hearing, and this was one of the startling points, the position of the department was, "We did not violate your order, but we cannot tell you why. And that's all we can say. We cannot say anything more because of national security." That brought, a sort of incredulity on the part of Boasberg. And in particular, he said, "National security, what the hell are you talking about? District court judges, I, as the head of the FISA court, see national security information all the time. If that's your claim, bring it forward. If you don't want it publicized, we'll do it in camera, which is to say in chambers. Others won't see it. But what the hell are you talking about?" Okay. And today, the administration did blink and bring forward the information that he asked for. But here was where they went initially. First, and they are sticking to this point, it actually brought almost kind of nervous laughter from Boasberg because it was so extreme. But their position then and their position today, and it matters because of the exact timing of when planes left this country going to El Salvador, is that Boasberg's order on the bench, which included bring those planes back if they've left, wasn't an injunction. It wasn't until 45 minutes later when something was written up and appeared on the record. That matters because by that time, the planes already had left. Now, I'm just trying to tell you, certainly as a government lawyer, but as any lawyer, a judge looks you in the eye and says orally, "Don't let those planes go. And if they've left already, bring them back." That is clearly valid. Judges make oral orders all the time. They are trying to exploit the notion that the written order that happened 45 minutes later is a little bit different, doesn't mention bring the planes back. But there was an order as of the time those planes left. All that is going to go into Boasberg's determination, and that's why he wanted this information, of whether or not the administration violated the order that he issued in that Saturday night hearing. But that is still ongoing. But the main point, and this is, people have taken notice of this and there have been a lot of coverage, is how crazy the positions were so the first one, "I'm sorry, I can't tell you anything. It's national security." And excuse me, judges look at national security information all the time. The second one, as I said, was this idea, "Oh, we don't listen to verbal orders." And the judge actually said to him, "Wait a second. So that is your first point? We didn't have to obey an oral ruling." So we'll see what he has to do about that. And then finally, the other crazy issue is this idea that's floating around. The administration lawyer didn't dare say it in front of Judge Boasberg, but we have all kinds of statements now, including from Trump himself and friends of the administration and others, that like a single district court judge, they can't bind us. I'm the president, and this is Article 2 power. Again, a complete hogwash and dangerous. That's the way the system works. Somebody sues in the first instance in front of a district court. District court makes decisions. It hasn't even made them yet. And at that point, if the government or whoever feels aggrieved, they can take it on appeal, and from there potentially to the U.S. Supreme Court. But it is cheeky, and basically would say we play by completely different rules for the administration to try to now be, as they're doing, they're out in force, basically saying Trump is getting rid of these terrorists, and this single federal district court judge can't stop us. Literally doesn't have the power to. So those are the kinds of arguments that at least Saturday they were making. They've sensibly, somebody, got a little bit of good sense, and they're backing off from a part of those more confrontational and radical views. But the basic notion that they're going to push on, and let them push on it. The question is, it has to be decided though by courts, does Trump just get to say national security or Alien Enemies Act? Again, what that meant here is this crime group somehow has invaded us in a predatory way, and they are a foreign country in doing it. Seems counterfactual, let me put it that way. But the big point is, will they try to say, and this would be really a bad day, the Supreme Court say, that's okay. The executive can't be reviewed here, because of what it would mean is anytime Trump says national security, and we know A, he says it all the time, and B, he lies all the time, right? This is happening in the law firm cases where he's saying that the law firms, if they're have business with the national government that implicates the national security of this country, it's just crap. It's just his way of trying to slap around and take reprisals against law firms that represented his, and often successfully, his personal opponent. So it's just petty recrimination. Anyway, so swirling around this case that's now going up are a series of really extreme submissions. And then even more broadly, the administration is loving this, it would appear, because they go more and more strongly. Stephen Miller was on CNN acting like an absolute madman yesterday, and just loving the talking point of, we're getting rid of terrorists and the Democrats want them to stay here. Total hogwash, of course. The Democrats, or certain judges, or even the Democrats, think that due process is a pretty good thing, even when dealing with reviled individuals who, again, it's not at all clear that that the administration chose correctly in all these cases. They may have taken people who aren't members of the group. That would be fundamentally unjust, up there with Abu Ghraib or terrible transgressions in Guantanamo. And if America is to be America, that can't be a matter of indifference to us. And I would suggest it can't be a matter that you can just leave to the president himself, especially this one who lies like a rug, gets up lying and lies all day long, to determine. Okay, so that's the basic point, is the pretty extreme position, some of which they are still sticking with, and what that will mean as this case, and I think this case is a real possible one, this one that's now in front of Boasberg, works its way up to the Supreme Court, where the dynamic was affected today, and I was mentioned in another YouTube, by Chief Justice Roberts' statement. But we should be aware and take stock of some of the crazy ass things they were saying Saturday, and how much Team Crazy will control going forward in this case, where Trump is looking to assert extraordinarily expansive executive branch authority based on his mere say-so that the national security is implicated, or we are under an incursion by a foreign country in the person of these members of the transnational drug organization and the like. Does he just get to say it and no court gets to second guess it? That's what's at stake here, and some of the arguments they're making to advance it are revolutionary. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.